Hello and welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Aileen Senpai. I'm a streamer on Twitch, an amateur singer, and a lover of all kinds of music. Today, we're going to be going back into our journey. We've been on this NF journey for quite some time, and again, I'm so sorry for the wait, but we're going to be diving into therapy session. A lot of requests for this one, and I did see there was a disclaimer on this video specifically for topics of self harm. So please, 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 if you feel like you're going through some tough times, if you're dealing with some things in your head, please do not keep that to yourself. You are all so very loved and valid. And I do have some resources in the description box. That way you feel like you can reach out if you need some help and someone to talk to. Please, again, do not keep that to yourself as I truly care for so many of you guys. I love you all so very much. And I just want you all to be okay. So please, please use those resources. Again, like I mentioned, some tough topics from this disclaimer. So if you feel like you are also not in the right headspace to watch this, I completely understand your mental health comes first. But you are ready, we're going to be diving into NF therapy sessions. So, yeah, without further ado, let's just get started with today's video.
Yeah, I got upstate like a month ago. I was talking to fans and one of them pulled me aside and said we never met, but I swear that you know who I am. I've been through a lot. I don't know how to express it to people. Don't think that I can, but I got that mansion CD on rotation. That's real for me, Nate. You do not understand. It's crazy for me. Kids hit me up, say they slitting they wrists on the daily. This music is more than you think. Don't book me for just entertainment. It's entertaining. Hearing these parents, they telling their kids my music is violent. You gotta be kidding me. I guess that your definition of violence in mine is something that we look at differently. How do you picture me? Want me to smile? You want me to laugh? You want me to walk in the stage with a smile on my face when I'm mad and put on a mask? For real though, I mean, what you expect from me? I'm trying to do this respectfully. They say that life is a race. I knew my problems would probably catch up eventually. I do my best to be calm. How you gonna write me and tell me you slaughter my family? That's just a glimpse of the stuff that gets said to me. These are the parts of my life they don't never see. Woo! I am aware it's aggressive. I am not here for acceptance. I don't know what you expected, but what you expect when you walk in a therapy session.
That already is just so fucking strong. I apologize for cussing. I just that right there, the first that line that was just a complete mic drop. You know how I guess they're saying that their kids are they're blaming Enna for creating, causing violence, inciting violence, whatever the hell. It makes absolutely no sense because if you've listened to any of his music, only one song you have to listen to, you already know all you need to know about Nate. You know, he's very kind-hearted, he's very pure, and he's very incredibly empathetic. Such an open book. Wears his heart on his sleeve, and to even fathom somebody thinking that he's violent in the slightest is absolutely mind-blowing to me. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. But that is wild. And then he turns it around and saying that I guess we have two different definitions of violence, and that already just kind of shows how it's uncomfortable. These topics are incredibly uncomfortable. You know, you see this young man, he is cutting his wrists, and it is very intense. It's very raw, and it's something that maybe people might think, oh, this is violent, you know, it's too much. But I feel like hiding it isn't any better. You know, when people's kids come to them that they're having topics of suicide, self-harm, or they're just, you know, depressed, so many things going on mentally, and I did so, and I got made fun of when I had to take antidepressants at the time. You know, my family, my parents did not understand what I was going through, and they had no idea that there was moments where I wanted to take my own life, and they were probably trying to blame it on TV or social media or whatever, and maybe those have an impact, but it's so crazy that they don't realize that these things sometimes are outside of our control, and society can influence us negatively, of course, but some of these things are just it's like a almost like a mold infestation is just kind of growing in your mind, and it just gets out of control, and it doesn't help when you don't have that proper support system. Sorry for rambling. I just and if nice music makes me feel so many things, and I just go on these crazy tangents. But I really love that he said that the two different definitions of violence. You know, this might be seen as a little too much, a little obscene, but to be honest, I feel like these things need to be seen because people who are going through this feel like they are seen and they don't feel like they're crazy. Just like he said, I've never that fan, I never met you, but I feel like you know me. You know, this right here, I feel so validated. Yeah, I'm so very sorry. I'm gonna go back a little bit. Again, also the painted faces is just such a artistic touch that he always does these incredibly artistic things that just, all of the little details are just so amazing. So sorry. Again, I'm sorry. I love NF so much. Let's continue. It went a little bit back, so we don't mess with that flow, but let's continue.
I'm aware it's aggressive. I am not here for acceptance. I don't know what you expected, but what you expect when you walk in a therapy session. Ah! Face and told me her life's full of drama. Said her dad is abusive, apparently he likes to beat on her mama. I got so angry inside, I wanted to tell her to give me his number. But what you gonna do with it, right? You gonna hit him up, then they'll start hitting her harder, that's real. These kids, they come to my shows with tears in their eyes. Imagine someone looking at you and saying your music's the reason that they're alive. Sometimes I don't know how to handle it. This type of life isn't glamorous. This ain't an act for the cameras. You see me walk on these stages, but have no idea what I'm dealing with after. And I put it all in the open. This is the way that I cope with all my emotion. I'm taking pictures with thousands of people, but honestly, I feel like nobody knows me. I'm trying to deal with the pressure. I'm trying to deal with the pressure. How you gonna tell me my music does not have a message when I'm looking out at this crowd full of people I know are affected? I got some things in my life I know I should let them go. Let me jot it down. Let me take a mental note. I put it all on this microphone. Think about that for a minute. What is the point of this song I'm just venting? But what you expect from a therapy session? Therapy session. Therapy session. What you think about me? That doesn't worry me. I know I handle some things immaturely. I know that I need to grow in maturity. I ain't gonna walk on these stages in front of these people and act like I live my life perfectly. That doesn't work for me. Christian is not the definition of a perfect me. Woo! I ain't the type to be quiet. I ain't gonna sit here in silence if I wouldn't say what I say to your face. And I promise you I wouldn't say it in private. I am not lying. People go off on my page and I'm trying to quit the replying, but this is ridiculous. I'm passionate, man. I really mean what I'm writing. You want me to keep it 100? Okay, I'll keep it 100. I see a whole lot of talking on socials, but honestly, I don't see nothing in public. I kinda love it, yeah. Why don't you write us some happy raps? That would be awesome. All of your music is moody and dark, nay. Don't get me started. You wanna know what it's like if you met me in person? Listen to my verses. This music is not just for people who sit in the pews and pray at the churches. Nah, I've been rejected. I don't expect everyone to respect it. I don't expect you to get my perspective, but what you expect from a therapy session?
I mean, I think sometimes people, they confuse what I'm doing. I write about life, I write about things that I'm actually dealing with. Something that I'm actually experiencing. This is real for me. Like, this is something that personally helps me as well. I'm not confused about who gave me the gift. God gave me the gift and he gave me the ability to do this, and he also gave me this as an outlet. And that's what music is for me. When I feel something, whether it's anger, it's a passion about something, a frustration, like, this is where I go. That's the whole NF real music thing, man. This is real for me. I need this. This is a therapy for me.
Wow. I've said this since I started with Hope, and I was so new. I had no idea about Nate and his story, and now going through the journey, I've said this in the very beginning. I remember saying I have no idea about him. I don't even know his real name. Now I know. But it felt like he needed this. We all need to hear these kinds of things. It's so real. It's so raw. It's so powerful. But I've said that I feel like I truly think he needs this. He needs this music. He needs this outlet because every bar that he's spitting, it's not like just has some meaningless, purpose. It's not a meaningless phrase. Every single thing he's ever said that I've heard, it always felt like it had so much intention, that there was so much emotion behind it, so much pain behind it as well. And I feel like him letting out all of this on paper, singing it in his songs, and just kind of going on all of these, it honestly feels like when he gets really fast and he gets very, I guess, aggressive with it, is it's not being violent. It's he's so passionate about those words, and you could tell when he goes into those, verses, that he is his heart is breaking, and it's almost his way of kind of piecing that back together. He said it here. This is his therapy session, and it's our therapy session because we all know and love him, and we all need this music. We all need to hear the ugly truth sometimes. Another incredible song. This is actually probably my favorite song that I've heard. I say that after every song. I know. I feel like every and your new favorite NF song is the one you just heard. I truly believe that, but this right here had so much power, and I felt every single word he was saying, and it was just like a dose of reality that I've been needing to hear, and it was incredibly validating at the same time. I have a little more to say. Let me compose myself, and as always, we'll dissect this a little bit further. I really like how he spoke a lot about his faith. I know that it's been a big thing. He is very into his faith. He talks about it a lot in his music, and I love that he made that distinction that it's not about being perfect. I really truly respect that he isn't just religious; he actually abides by it, and he chooses to be a really good person, and that's a rare thing. It almost feels like an oxymoron, but it's more prevalent. And if you've been outside, you've probably seen it firsthand, and it's a very sad thing. I know a lot of people in my family who are incredibly, devout, either Christians, Catholics, whatever they choose to believe in, and they aren't really, being kind to their neighbors. They're not really being kind to people out in the world. They're full of judgment. They are just so full of anger, and it's really weird to see, but he is, really, really trying to preach that it's not about perfection. It's about, wanting to be what's perfect for you, and what's perfect for you is not what's perfect for anybody else. It's living your truth, being humble, living with humility, and just being empathetic. You never know what someone else is going through, and it's so crazy how he even pulls up how he gets hate messages, and I deal with that constantly, and I never take it as a bad thing, but sometimes when I'm caught on an off day, it really ruins my whole day and my whole mood, and it truly just ruins everything, and it gets you in your head, and people forget that we're all people, whether it's in person or you're behind a keyboard trying to spew a hate on the internet. You never know what someone else is going through, and it's weird that even he gets something so disgustingly ugly tweeted at him, when he seems like, to be honest, one of the greatest people I've seen in music, in the music industry. I don't even know if we can consider him a rapper. I feel like he's a poet. He is his music just feels like poetry, like spoken word, things that everyone needs to hear, and every line, it's so crazy. I've never heard a bad line from him, something that just didn't make sense. Everything he's said, everything he's spoken, written, and putting it, he's putting his whole heart out. Everything he said has had so much meaning, and it honestly weirdly takes you aback where you're just like, you have kind of like an oh shit moment, like, whoa, like it really kind of makes you feel like, wow, I never thought about it in that way. It almost kind of shifts your perspective, whether you were subconscious of this or not. You start feeling things that you didn't even know were possible. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. I've said this before. Ever since I started listening to Hope, it clicked. This was not the kind of music I actually ever listened to. I listened to mostly heavy metal, but when I first heard Hope, I felt like, whoa. It felt like my equilibrium kind of shifted a little bit. Like finally, some things started to make sense, and now going down to this through this journey, it's been a very emotional one. Nate has definitely pulled up some things from my subconscious. I had no idea were there, things that I've, pushed under the rug since my childhood, and now I'm starting to deal with it. Now am I almost 29 years of age, which is crazy how, just a wonderful poet, musician like Nate can probably awaken all of this in all of us and help us on our road to therapy. We're having these many therapy sessions, and he, in the process, is also having a therapy session because he's able to, get outside of his head and, truly just put it out on paper and get some things off of his chest. And it's amazing. It's like a symbiotic relationship that his fans and he has with the music. It's so wonderful. Such a beautiful thing to see. so much substance in this video, so many topics of self-harm and violence, domestic violence, and those are things that I have talked about before in my Twitch community. We are very, very open about mental health. I huge advocator for it as I've been in, therapy as well. I've had to take some antidepressants and I have depression and anxiety. So it's something that I don't want to ever shy away from speaking on. We should, break that stigma, break down that wall because everyone deserves to feel validated and loved. And, I want everyone to see the way that I see them. And you all are so wonderful and you've been so kind and supportive. And I know we're not all the same. We have different backgrounds, different, things that we've gone through, traumatic experiences, but just know that I'm always here for you. And please don't let those, thoughts fester. Again, if you saw this and some things are coming up in your head, please do not, keep it to yourself. I do have, again, some resources in my description box if you feel like you need to talk to somebody. And, you can talk in my comments. You could join us on Twitch and join our conversations on mental health there. But yeah, that was very heavy, incredibly powerful, raw, and emotional. Again, another amazing masterpiece by NF. And thank you for showing me this and guiding me along this beautiful, cathartic journey that I've been on with Nate. If you enjoyed this video, let me know what you thought in the comments below. Let me know which other ones you want me to hear. I do also have a playlist. I've done quite a bit of NF, so if I'm missing one that you really want to see, let me know in the comments below, and we'll get to that as soon as possible. But other than that, I live stream on Twitch every Monday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you want to join us on there, we can talk about some mental health, play games. We do some live reactions over there as well. But other than that, more videos coming soon, so stay tuned. Please be sure to hit that like and subscribe so you never miss my NF journey ever again. But remember, in the meantime, I love you so much. You are all valid and loved and worthy, and I truly hope that you all take care of yourselves and each other. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.